Hey everyone, this is Sebi from Valorant Central. Welcome back to another video on the channel. In this video, we're going to be talking about all the confirmed rank changes that we can expect to see, as well as all of the changes that we can speculate based on how the closed beta went. Valorant developers have been talking about changes that will be coming to ranked, so we do have a lot of info to look forward to. Before we get into all of that, be sure to subscribe to the channel and drop this video a like if you do find it informative and helpful. Just a reminder, the full game does come out very soon and will release at different times depending on your region. This message from Valorant shows all the expected times for the game to drop, so be ready for that. Now when it comes to rank, first we will go over the confirmed changes that came from Valorant developers. First, we know that the top rank will receive a name change. It is currently called Valorant, but it does seem confusing being as this is the same name of the game. I believe they could change to something like Overwatch had, where they used Grandmaster for their top rank or some variation of Immortal. Overwatch had their top two ranks being Master and then Grandmaster, so maybe they will see something like this in Valorant where the top two ranks could be Immortal and possibly something like Grand Immortal where it's a variation of the second highest rank. Either way, I think this is a good change, as being ranked Valorant and Valorant is quite confusing, so good on them to make this change for their ranked play. The next change we'll be seeing, however, the date when it is occurring is yet to be known, is a separate ranking system for the very top players. So many top players were complaining that once you get to Valorant rank, there really wasn't anything to work for. Because of this, the developers mentioned adding an incentive for these top players, and I believe it will be something like a top 500 player board. Similar to what Overwatch did, if you are one of the top 500 players in your region by rank, then you would have your rank displayed by your competitive rank so players could see this. So when you go into a game, instead of just having that little emblem for the rank category you're in, you'd actually have the number that you're ranked as well. When they did this in Overwatch, it provided a goal for the top players to work towards, as they can now try and get as high of a rank as possible. I believe this is a good change for Valorant, as it is much more rewarding than having a bunch of players in the top tier, and it will be awesome to see who truly is the best of the best. Now obviously we don't know for sure if it's going to be like a top 500 ranked board, but either way it will be something similar to this, where the top players can be ranked more individually and rather than in a giant group together. Now once this is implemented into the game, I believe that we could also see a different ranking system for everyone altogether. For those of you who played the closed beta ranked mode, you probably know that it never actually gave you a skill rating, and when you would win or lose, you wouldn't know how much you increased or decreased, and because of this, unfortunately, you never knew how close you were to actually ranking up or ranking down. I could see the developers adding a visual number to each player so that they could all see where they are ranked. Overwatch did this very well, where they had a skill rating system and each player had a number they could see somewhere between 1 and 5,000. Whenever you won a game, you would gain some SR, and whenever you lost, you would lose some. Each rank had an SR threshold as well, so for example, Gold tier was from 2,000 to 2,500 SR, so if you had a number in between these two values, you would be in Gold. And if you won games and now your SR was above 2,500, you would rank up to Platinum, and the same goes the other way. If you rank down, you'd go to Silver. I think being able to see your own rank adds a much more competitive mentality to the game, since people could see it, they want to do their best to try to rank it up as much as possible, and it keeps people more intrigued in the game, I believe. It is also better as it will divide up the player base. Instead of a large group of people being all together in a certain rank, they can now be more separated and actually have individual ratings. Although something like this isn't confirmed, I definitely think we could see stuff like this in the future. So look forward to that, as I think they will definitely be adding stuff like this in for all of the ranked players. Now the last thing that wasn't confirmed, but I think we could see, is a very more accurate competitive system. I know that coming out of the closed beta, there were many people that were very much misranked after their placement matches. I personally know someone who was ranked in Gold after their placements, but ended up finishing the competitive season in Immortal. They were so badly ranked that once they were in Platinum, they were actually getting placed in lobbies with Immortal players. Clearly the game felt that this player should have been ranked much higher than they were, and they were trying to compensate for this by putting them in better games. Clearly, if this was happening with the ranking system, it wasn't entirely accurate, so I think the game developers can learn from the closed beta rankings and definitely improve on them so these occurrences don't take place as much. So to take part in ranked mode once the full game comes out, you still need to play a minimum of 20 games followed by your 5 placement matches. From what I've heard as well, ranked mode will not release until 2 weeks after launch, and in my opinion, this is a great idea. The more time they have to track players' performance, the more accurate the ranking system will become. It's just like any test you do. The more sample size you have, the more likely you are to see the expected results. By setting up the rank system like this upon the full game release, I think they'll have more accurate results and people will be more happy with where they're ranked because it'll be a true representation of their skill level. With the game releasing so soon, it's only a matter of time before we see all of the changes that they do make to rank, but as of now, this is what we know and what we can predict to see coming. Let me know what you think about these changes in the comments below and what you think you will see upon ranked being released. As always, be sure to subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all things Valorant, and drop this video a like if you did find it informative and helpful, as we really appreciate it. That's about it for this video, and thanks for watching.